All right, so we are actually back, and I apologize for the brief interruption, folks. The server did get reset. We're going to jump on. We're hoping to get on before um, the race actually starts. My understanding is that there's a countdown going on there. So we're going to actually take you guys over to the Assetto Corsa screen. It's going to look black right now. You will hear my voice, so not to worry. We are bringing you live action from the Nordschleife tonight. And we're anticipating an absolutely great race. One thing I can say about this course, it being so huge and large, 8 minute plus lap times for the fast guys, you're going to see that the competition is kind of going to spread out fairly quickly, is my guess here. Pit strategies are going to play a huge role here. So 500 kilometers, we're anticipating about 2.5 hours roughly. So, I'll be pulling some of the guys up into the broadcast booth with me. Absolutely. We'll be doing that tonight to make sure that we get some live action. Brad, Al, and these guys have all asked me that, yo, you know what, if you need some help, please pull us up into the broadcast booth. So I will go ahead and take them up on that offer, and hopefully they can withstand the pressure of having to talk to Ken the broadcaster as well as drive a precision machine around the Nordschleife circuit. So we're stoked, we're excited, we are looking forward to this one, and we want to bring you all the live action. So you will see that the cars are starting to load up. It's a little slow going right now on my machine. Don't understand why. Normally this is a very fast loading process, um, but it's taking its time tonight. So hopefully no gremlins are present, and we'll be able to get to the live action here shortly. All right, so here we are actually at the Nordschleife, and it looks like we just made it with about a minute and a half to spare. So, yeah, we're in. We are in, and let's see. I don't know if I can determine the starting grid from here. No, unfortunately, I will have to wait. So, you guys did see the finishing order last week, and that is essentially the starting order for this week. So, I am all the way in the back. Thank goodness. And when these guys take off, we'll bring you the live racing action, uh, bit by bit, minute by minute. Yep, absolutely. So we're looking forward to this one. And I should get placed into the pits here momentarily, from which point I can hit drive. And they are off. Brad Merys first to the turn 1 complex as they prepare to get into the Nordschleife part of this circuit. Brad Merys, who here put on a dominating performance last week. David Poole in second, Jeremy Bryant, Ronnie Nunez. So let's talk about Ronnie Nunez for a moment. This young man who is new to the North American Grand Prix. So make no mistake about it, guys. This league is a very competitive league. If you've watched our Monday night broadcast, GTR2, or have taken part in this league, you understand just how competitive this league is. We host some of the world's finest sim racers in this league, and it's very competitive. So this boy here, Ronnie Nunez, about a month and a half ago came and didn't score so well in his first race here, perhaps the first time jitters, but in the forums this young man had humbly indicated that he was hoping to contend for a top spot in the following week. And the following week, I gotta tell you, he gave this young man who's chasing him down right now, Jeremy Bryant, a good run for his money over at the Mugello circuit. So we are looking for great things from Ronnie Nunez in the coming seasons. So we take it on to the bonnet cam with Ronnie Nunez on board as he chases down Brad Merys, David Poole in third place, Jeremy Bryant in fourth, Aaron Parsons fifth, John Ludden in sixth, John Wathen is currently running in seventh, Al Merriman runs a comfortable eighth, ninth to Bjorn Heyman and Carlos de la Torre in 10th, John McIntyre currently running 11th, Andrew Werner in 12th, Ian Jolicoeur 13th, Gregory Myers 14th as he takes to the skies, Jack Ivey in 15th, 16th for Mike Greatrix, Alfonso Rodriguez hunting down Mike in 17th. And Phil Hooks, who has not raced with the North American Grand Prix in quite some time, making his Assetto Corsa debut here with us tonight at the Nordschleife, driving my old broadcast car, the number 55 BMW. So Phil Hooks needing to get a little acclimated, if you will, to the circuit. Saw him during practice. He was looking very good earlier during practice, so perhaps just a little bit of the competitive jitters settling in right now. Once those are over, he settles into a good rhythm. I'm sure that we'll start to see him put some pressure on some of the back pack and then the middle pack. So out front, Brad Merys already starting to open up quite a bit of a gap to second place runner David Poole, as he is under immense pressure from Ronnie Nunez. So Ronnie Nunez driving that Dodge Viper SRT, looking very racy, and Jeremy Bryant in fourth, also hunting down Ronnie Nunez. But it looks like the middle two seem to be kind of gapping the field a little bit right now. So we jump on board with Ronnie. David Poole hard into the braking zone. You see that he locks up that rear right as we see smoke come from the rear right brakes, the rear right tires. And here we join the battle. Al Merriman and John Wathen. Al Merriman currently running in 8th place, trying to chase down 7th place John Wathen, driving that Porsche 911 GT2 car, and looking really good out there from Mr. Wathen. Here we have the middle pack, Carlos de la Torre, followed closely by John McIntyre in the Audi R8, Ian Jolicoeur in the other Porsche 911 GT2. now John McIntyre looking very, very racy with some pace here. And guys, I am sitting up here in the broadcast booth, sipping on some of the world's finest German brewed coffee. So we're going to leave this battle here for a moment, see what's going on a little bit further up, as Al Merriman does get around John Wathen now, so Merriman taking over the 7th spot, John Ludden in 6th, and Aaron Parsons in 5th. So here's a battle shaping up for 5th. Just up ahead, though, David Poole, Ronnie Nunez still giving chase right now. This race tonight is scheduled for 13 laps. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but when you're talking about 8-minute lap times, folks, that's a long time. As they go into the quarter carousel, and now Ronnie Nunez laying down the gauntlet, giving it all that Viper has to try and catch one Mr. David Poole. David Poole now starting to open up a bit of a gap as he sets his sights on Brad Merys, no doubt, as they go down the long back straight here at the Nordschleife circuit. This sets them up for the final 2 corners of their the circuit. We're at 7 minutes and 58 seconds of race time now. Whoa, Brad Merys taking it off a little bit there. Gets a wheel onto the grass. Last couple corners for these guys. Here they go. Brad Merys first to the line. Brad Merys' first lap time is going to be a little bit about 8:28. David Poole with an 8:30. Ronnie Nunez an 8:31. And now Aaron Parsons. We see Aaron Parsons trying to put the moves on Mr. Jeremy Bryant. John Ludden sitting in 6th. Al Merriman under a little bit of pressure here from John Wathen, as John Wathen is just on his tail there. Looking back from John Wathen's position, we see that Bjorn Heyman now is he's joining this party, folks. He wants in. Now, as I mentioned in the pre-race show, due to the length of this circuit, you are going to see that the field will start to spread out quite a bit. Oh, and Bjorn Heyman now looking to put the moves as he is just to the right. Oh, just off the rear quarter panel. And Heyman's going to fall back in line as we see Wathen is cranking that steering wheel left and right, trying to keep that car on track. So we're on board with Bjorn Heyman. Bjorn, who has, I think he might have missed 1 week, but I got to tell you something about Bjorn, folks. This gentleman right here, he's raced Monday night GTR2. He's raced Thursday night GT1 and GTR2. And he is a constant competitor here at the NAGP Leagues. Hats off to you, Bjorn. It is a pleasure having you as a part of our league here, and we just want to take the opportunity to really thank all the drivers of the Thursday night Assetto Corsa GT2 League. They give us something to watch every Thursday night. Whoa, John Wathen making a serious cut there, getting those tires into the grass. You don't want to do that too much around this circuit. It's very unforgiving. So three-way battle still ongoing for P7, currently occupied by Al Merriman. And so now John McIntyre once again putting immense pressure on Carlos de la Torre. De la Torre trying to hold his own right now as he fends off a hard charging John McIntyre. This is the race for P10. So Gregory Myers sitting back in 12th. Phil Hooks now makes his way up to 13th. And not too far behind him, Alfonso Rodriguez. Ian Jolicoeur, Mike Greatrix driving the Competizione, the P45. Andrew Werner and Jack Ivey. I do not believe Jack Ivey. No, Jack Ivey was not in. He was not in the qualifying race last week, so he, I don't know how much practice he actually has on the circuit. So we see that Ronnie Nunez now gets past David Poole. Sorry that we missed that one. Now, we did see David Poole under immense pressure, but we were covering other battles as well. And so Ronnie Nunez makes the pass on David Poole for second, and now has his sights set on none other than our resident driving instructor, Mr. Brad Merys. Here we see John Wathen once again gets past Al Merriman. Not sure if Al Merriman might have had a bobble or something, but Wathen finds the barrier. Al Merriman just getting by him. Bjorn Heyman will get by now. Oh, he can't be too happy about that. Mr. Wathen, no doubt, in that Porsche has got to be steaming mad under the pressure. Sometimes that's what happens, folks. You do tend to crack under pressure, and it was just one of those things. So, you know what? Put your nose to the grind wheel, to the stone, and keep it moving. Just put your head down and keep it moving. So now Al Merriman will go ahead and re-inherit P7. Basically unchallenged right now by Bjorn Heyman some ways back, so we'll move it up a little bit as John Ludden looking to perhaps put some moves on Aaron Parsons, the wonder from down under. see Ludden maybe about 4 or 5 car lengths back, as you see that the legs on the Mercedes-Benz stretch that lead. That Nissan just not up to snuff with the Mercedes-Benz down these long straights. Oh, and it looks like Ronnie Nunez just completes the pass on Brad Merys for the lead. So we are taking it up front for you now. There's still a whole lot of racing to be had, and there are pit strategies to contend with for these drivers here tonight. So this race is far, far from over. But I gotta tell you, it's a nice pass. It was a nice pass by Ronnie Nunez to get by Brad Merys and now inherit the lead. The question is, can the new Jack of the NAGP maintain that lead? Checking the action with your race leader, Ronnie Nunez. Here's a young man who has dedicated himself to tons of practice, and no doubt, you know, I gotta tell you folks, you know, Ronnie Nunez, when we interviewed him, he made no secret about it. He practices quite a few hours a week, getting ready for competition on Thursday nights. Brad Merys has never made it a secret. There are times where Brad has admitted, you know, having gone to as many as 20 hours in a week to prepare for a race. That's a part-time job. That's a part-time job. But you know what? When you love your hobby, when you love what you're doing, you put in the effort, and you know what? What you put into it is exactly what you're gonna get out of it. So Brad Merys and Jeremy Bryant, they reaped themselves a nice team championship this season. Now the driver championship is actually still up for grabs. Because of the points, the current point standings right now dictate that we could crown another. We could crown a different driver champion here tonight. And we're gonna go ahead and get onto the website so that way we can pull up some of those stats here, because this is gonna be an interesting play here tonight with regard to the driver championship. So yeah, I mean, a 21-point lead over Jeremy Bryant. So, you know, we stated that Ludden must finish 13th or better to seal this championship here tonight. So all John Ludden has to do is drive a consistent pace around this circuit, stay within the top 13, he's got the championship. But I tell you that the Nordschleife plays no favorites to anybody. This one ranks right up there with Spa, Le Mans, and all of the other great circuits of old that have been around for many, many a year, simply because the ability to tame them has always been one of great challenge to even the most skilled drivers, even the bravest drivers that do not experience fear. So no doubt. So 2 laps down, they're working on their 3rd lap now. And we see Aaron Parsons is currently running 5th. followed by John Ludden in 6th. And if John could just maintain his pace, like I said, he's got it made. Really, he's got it made. So we see Al Merriman running 7th. 8th is Bjorn Heyman. McIntyre is currently running at 9th, and now John Wathen has dropped down to 10th. And Alfonso Rodriguez in 11th. Carlos De La Torre in 12th. Greg Myers in 13th. Ian Jolicoeur in 14th. Greatrix in 15th. Phil Hooks in 16th. And Jack Ivey in 17th. And Drew Werner in 18th. So still your race leader, Ronnie Nunez, out front, followed not too far behind by Brad Merys. And you know, I got to tell you one thing about Brad, one thing that he's proven over the years and over the seasons is that he's a strategist. Brad certainly understands that you cannot win an endurance race on the first lap. It takes a good strategy, it takes a good pace and consistency above all else. So as I stated a little bit earlier, this race is not yet over. So we go on board with David Poole, 3rd place. David Poole making his way through some of the more technical areas of the Nordschleife. And boy, that double apex corner, really a handful for some of these drivers here tonight. Jeremy Bryan opens up a good gap to John Ludden. Now, we've got Aaron Parsons just behind John. And Aaron Parsons was in 5th place, has allowed Ludden by. Now, we should see the gap close significantly here. That Mercedes-Benz much better down these long straights, and you can see the gap closing as Parsons no doubt gets some pull off of Ludden, and he's gonna look to the inside. So I suspect that these guys, most drivers will need to come in right around, I'm going to say lap 4 or 5. That's going to be my guesstimate at this point, because they're not going to make it. Oh, we just lost Andrew Werner. They're not going to make it on one stop. That's just not going to happen. So battle right now going on for the 5th spot. Now Merriman's a bit ways back. We see that Ronnie Nunez now has opened up a 3-second lead to Brad Merys. So your race leader, Ronnie Nunez, taking off, man. He has just rocketed out of sight and is running away with this one. Ronnie Nunez putting on a show here tonight, and it's as I said, I mean, this race is far from over, but certainly carries with it a certain level of prestige, if you will, for these drivers to have conquered this track in an endurance race. It's just, it's an incredible feat. It certainly is. So no doubt Ronnie Nunez enjoying the fact that he's leading this race, and also no doubt with 3 laps, almost 4 in the books now, some of these guys are going to start thinking about their pit strategies, because just rough calculations, I stated they might come in on lap 4, but I think I may have been mistaken. My calculations might have been just a little bit off. I'm thinking perhaps laps 5, 6, some may even try to, I don't think they can stretch it to 7, so 5 and 6 for those that want to really stretch it far back. David Poole running in 3rd. Oops, sorry about that, folks. Hit the wrong button. Wow, almost got us out of the server, so I apologize for that. On board with Jeremy Bryant. Jeremy Bryant takes some air. So there are no really heated battles going on right now. These drivers right now are just making their way through this first stint. My prediction is a total of 3 stints with 2 stops. And we got the chat room open, guys. If you want to start chatting, I can read. I won't text with you, but I will chat with you. So just I'd throw that out there for the last race of the season. Figured we'd open up the chat. So this is the closest battle right now going on between John Ludden and Aaron Parsons. So these guys have been battling now for a few laps. Well, a couple laps, really. Not a few laps, a couple laps here. And we saw that John Ludden at one point did get by Aaron Parsons. But then down that long back straightaway, the Mercedes proved just to be too much for that Nissan GTR. So Aaron Parsons filling in for the now defunct Thomas Schubeck, and so Tom, I believe Schubes has decided to take a little break from racing, which, you know what, sometimes we all need it. I've done it. I normally ran the Monday night GTR2 League, and I haven't done so for 2 seasons now. But I am here broadcasting these Thursday night races because I love it, and I love you guys. So, closest battle on field right now. Aaron Parsons, John Ludden. Aaron holding down 5th place. Yep, I see that, Shubes. Sometimes it's just a necessary evil to say, you know what? Gotta step back. My sanity is a little bit more important than playing a simulated game. Oh, we see Aaron Parsons, first one into the pits. We're gonna go ahead and get Aaron up here with us real quick. Aaron Parsons, Ken Rodriguez in the broadcast booth. We see that
Hi, Ken.
Sorry about that. Yeah, so we see that you're running out there comfortably. How's the track surface and the car handling for you?
Pretty good. Trying to keep it safe. I'm not trying to have any accidents or anything like that. Probably looks like it's going to be a battle with John for a while.
Yeah, absolutely. So we don't want to keep you too long. We know that you have some concentration to do, but we want to thank you for just dropping in here with us and giving us a few words. We'll go ahead and drop you back down.
Thanks, kid.
So that was Aaron Parsons. Oh, getting a little squirrely there. So Aaron, let's see here. John Ludden and Jeremy Bryant get by Aaron after his pits. We see Bjorn Heyman is in, and John Wathen now coming in. Let's see if we can get a... John Wathen, Ken Rodriguez in the broadcast booth. How's it going out there for you, buddy?
Hey, good, K-Rod. How are you?
Man, unfortunately, we caught your little contact there with the barrier. Is all okay? Were you able to get things back under control?
Yeah, but as touchy as this game is, I'm having a pit for damage because it got really, really pushy.
So is this a...
I'm sitting in the pits now.
I hear that. Is this a part of your planned pit strategy right now, or was this a little bit earlier than you had anticipated?
Oh no, it's much earlier. I planned on pitting on 5 the first time. This is actually my second pit.
Right, gotcha. Okay. Well, listen, we're going to let you get back out to your racing. We want to thank you for stopping by and giving us a couple of seconds of your time.
Thanks, Kenny.
So, there you have it, John Wathen. Let's see, who else can we get a hold of? Let's go ahead and pull Jack Ivy on up here, my old broadcasting buddy from Thursday nights. Jack Ivy, Ken Rodriguez in the broadcast booth. How are you, buddy?
Hey, Ken. Hey, race fans. I'm okay, but having the struggles out here. Any damage is just critical because the track is so long, and unfortunately, the big Camaro took a big, heavy hit in the first lap.
Man, I see that. You know, I dubbed this car the Beast because that's exactly what it is. But and I know that you perhaps had some limited practice on the track. So, I mean, how's it going as far as you getting acclimated with the track?
It's coming along, Ken. You know, it's not. I had the guys work on the setup prior to the race, and I shouldn't have done that. Haven't had much practice time. Been off with kidney stones, so it hasn't been a really good week for practice, but we're giving it all, Ken.
I'm there with you, buddy. Ouch. I'm so sorry to hear about that, but you know what? We're glad you're out here with us, taking part in this great finale here for Season 2. Jack, you know, best of luck to you out there. Just keep your head down and your gas pedal
Hey,
pin.
Ken. Yeah, thanks, Ken. And you know what? Thanks for doing the broadcast, and can't say enough about the good stuff you do up there for us here at NAGP.
Fantastic. All right, buddy. We're going to drop you back down. Thanks, Jack.
Attaboy.
So there you have it from Jack Ivy as well, my former Thursday night broadcast partner. And, you know, rumor has it that there may be a spot opening up on Thursday nights for a broadcaster. We're hoping that the ability for Jack to come back to Thursday nights does appear. So more on that as the you know, the between seasons progress and stuff like that. We're hoping that things pan out, because we would love to have Jack back here on Thursday nights. Absolutely. You know, we make a great tag team. So all right, we're gonna take it back out to the racing action. So we're going to go ahead and just quickly grab Brad Merys. I know he's not in the barrier. That's just my system dropping frames. Don't understand why that's happening, but it is. Brad Merys, Ken Rodriguez in the broadcast booth. How you doing, buddy?
Yo.
Well, we certainly see that you got your hands full chasing down Mr. Ronnie Nunez, but just wanted to let you know you're looking really good out there, very racy.
Yeah, you know, Pull is not looking too bad behind either, and kind of in a little bit of a bad stretch here. I think that the setup's going away a little bit more than I'd like it to, but I tell you, there's not much catching Ronnie, so I think our best hope for that is if he's going to get bored, maybe fall asleep up there or something, and maybe we'll have a chance.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more, you know. Sometimes you get so far ahead, it does become a little boring, but, I mean, you and Jeremy, fantastic season, clinched the team championship. Big congratulations on that. That's got to be exciting, and we certainly are hoping to see you guys return for Season 3.
Yeah, I don't plan on going anywhere, so I'm definitely looking forward to next season. It's been a real pleasure, of course, getting another season in here at NAGP, and of course getting another championship has been just phenomenal. It's such a pleasure racing with these guys, and Al and all the admins do such an incredible job. So it's just a pleasure racing here, and you know, we'll see if we can't come back here in this one tonight, hold David Poole off at least, and yeah.
That sounds good, Brad. Absolutely. You guys have done a phenomenal job. So, you know, nothing but good things. And, you know, go get them. That's all I could say.
Great, thanks, Ken. Anytime you want to stop back by, feel free.
Oh, you got it, buddy. Thank you so much. So, we see that Brad Merys now making his way into the pits. Let's see what he's going to do. I mean, it's just very interesting as he pulls in now. Ronnie Nunez. Oh, he's jumped Ronnie Nunez. So, Ronnie Nunez now takes off back out into the lead. Brad Merys and David Poole are in together, and now the teams are scrambling to get their cars out of the pits as quickly as possible. We're going to have to see. Oh, and it looks like there was a little bit of a bobble by Brad on the exit. So David Poole now will head on out ahead of Brad Merys in second. Wow, so Brad Merys had stated it. He was going to try and hold off Poole, but it looks like Poole's pit crew was just a tad bit faster by about 1.5 seconds, as you saw that they took off nearly together, but Poole got the drop on Brad Merys, and now it's going to be a second stint here for the ages, if you will. So let's scroll back a little bit more, because we see that John McIntyre... yeah, John McIntyre, Al Merriman, Johnny Mac gonna bring it into the pit. So Al Merriman will go ahead and move back up into that 7th spot. Mind you, Al has already pitted. So Al out there just kind of running unchallenged right now for that 7th spot. We see that McIntyre is out. Now Bjorn Heyman, don't know if Bjorn is pitted. I wonder if he was able to get that Nissan an extra. Nah, he's pitted. He's pitted. So John Wathen currently running in 10th. Ian Jolicoeur 11th. Gregory Myers, who had to quickly get acclimated with that Audi R8, is currently running in 12th. Carlos De La Torre sitting in 13th, unchallenged by Phil Hooks in his debut race here at the NAGP Thursday Night Assetto Corsa League. We spoke with Jack Ivey back a little bit ago, and Mike Graytrix now running in 16th. So right now, everybody still running is in the points. So let's see, Ronnie Nunez has got like a commanding lead right now over David Poole to the tune of about 18.5 seconds. Yeah, to the tune of about 18.5, 17.5 seconds. So Ronnie Nunez, your race leader, kind of out there all by his lonesome right now. Nobody to challenge him. We heard Brad say that perhaps he'll get bored and fall asleep out there. I don't know about that, but because winning your first NAGP league race is a pretty exciting thing. It's an exciting event and cause for celebration, for sure. So we're going to take it to the battle on track right now. David Poole and Brad Merys. So Brad Merys, no doubt, perhaps trying to get back that 2nd spot that he was enjoying comfortably. And David Poole Figured if he came in with Brad to the pits, he could perhaps try to jump him. But again, these drivers do have another pit cycle to go through, so this is far from over. So we're on board this battle right now with Brad Merys and David Poole as they go through the quarter carousel. As we see that David Poole's giving it all he's got to try and hold off. It's hard charging Brad Merys, so and we see a little further back that Gregory Myers now is coming under immense pressure by Carlos de la Torre. So this is a battle right now for 12th, and you know, folks, we make no discrimination here. We don't favor just the leaders up front, as we can even see right now that David Poole is under pressure from Brad Merys. We left that battle to bring you some of the action coming in from the back of the pack because, you know, it doesn't matter whether you're fighting for 1st or 20th as these guys go flying. And again, that's just my system. You know, a battle is a battle, no matter what, so. These guys are battling it out for position right now. Greatrix in the pits, not exactly sure why, but oh, we see Brad Merys and David Poole going side by side, and they are oh wow! So Poole just edges out Brad Merys. Is Brad Merys getting a little aggressive there. Not in the bad sense, in the absolute good sense. Just trying to put some moves on the poolster. So we're going to have to see how this one kind of shakes itself out as they go through the circuit once again. And no doubt that Ferrari perhaps gaining a slight advantage down the long back stretch before the last couple of corners that bring you onto the front start finish line. So we'll see how that one pans out. Oh, and here goes Brad Merys to challenge once again for that spot. And you know, it's all about holding your lines around this circuit. Can't hold your lines, man. You're gonna lose it. So, oh, we see that Brad is redlining that sucker right now. And I gotta tell you guys that if you watch the broadcast on your computer, that's all fine and good. But what I found, well, I use the Google Nexus 6. It is a pure Android phone, and you know, I've made comparisons of watching the broadcasts on my computer versus my phablet, and I much prefer the phablet as it shows a great HD picture. Sure, I can contribute $50 to NAGP, but there goes my whole season salary. What are you talking about? Oh, and we see Brad Merys loses it in the carousel turn. Oh, Brad gets it underway quickly once more, but we're not going to see that again from Brad, no doubt. Now he's got some catching up to do. David Poole can stop sweating right now. Ronnie Nunez out by himself. Yep, that's right, Gup. $50 is what they pay me for 10 races. Just kidding. Yeah, so Ronnie Nunez is out there by himself, and he is just running away with this whole freaking thing. If we, let's see, waiting for the gaps to show. He's got an 18.8 second gap over David Poole. David Poole is going to look to do something about that. So, Suspect Speed Racing right now, 3 and 4. Oh, we see that the two teammates are now racing each other. No, Carlos De La Torre looking to get back at Ian Jolicoeur after having made the pass on Carlos. Oh, then I missed what Couch had said then, Gup. So Ian Jolicoeur now starting to gap himself from Carlos. That was a pass made for position. John Wathen currently running in 10th. Bjorn Heyman in 9th. Mack in 8th. And Merriman in 7th. And he has been in 7th pretty much from the beginning. So Aaron Parsons now in 6th. And John Ludden, who has inherited the 5th spot, has put a gap. Jeremy Bryant, Brad Merys in 3rd. So now everybody is very well spaced out on board with your race leader right now. So he asked if we could gift him a Assetto Corsa. Well, I guess my question would be, for what purposes? There has to be a purpose and a return on investment. So, getting back to the action on track. We have lost Alfonso Rodriguez. We've lost Andrew Werner. We have 16 drivers left in this race. Your race leader, Ronnie Nunez, could be looking to take home his first win. As he makes his way into turn 1, right back out onto the Nordschleife circuit. No, I believe Gup, I believe Assetto Corsa is now regular price. It's $45. So I could quickly check Steam. See if I can get to Steam, and I'll check that for you guys. But it's like $45 plus the download. The DLC I think is another 10. So you're looking, just to race in the league, you're looking at an initial investment of $55, which is not bad. It's not a lot of money. Well, to some it's not. Now, I know that we had a post in the forums for a Thursday night broadcaster, but I believe that was open to the membership at NAGP. There are certain criteria that needed to be met in order for the league to gift the platform to you, but it was with the purpose of joining Thursday night broadcast, and then of course you would have the opportunity to race in the Monday night Assetto Corsa League, which starts in a few weeks, the Formula Abarth. And I gotta tell you, I've been messing around with those cars and I absolutely love them. They are great on setups, not hard to set up. So don't know what the track pack is gonna look like, but I can tell you that the cars are great. So, your race leader, Ronnie Nunez, is about to... Let's see. Oh, hey, hold on. We've got John McIntyre under... we got a battle going on back here with Mac and Heyman. Let's see what Heyman is looking to do here. Whoa, Heyman gets by easily. Don't know what happened to Johnny Mac. Johnny Mac gonna have to try and get it back now. Johnny Mac taking it wide in the corner. We saw what happened, but don't know what was going on inside that cockpit. So now it's Heyman. Oh, Mike Greatrix is out. So now it's Heyman that's under pressure. Oh, Heyman taking it wide, doing a little landscaping around this place. And Johnny Mac having to check up as Heyman comes back out on track. Gub Douglas, the cheering section for John McIntyre, shouting, "Go Mac!" Big props to this man right here, John McIntyre. Actually, one of the races this season, which filled up the entire grid, he donated his cars. Whoa! Oh! Contact for Mac and Bjorn Heyman. Whoa! And McIntyre. Oh, Jeremy Bryant's out of the race. McIntyre ending up the wrong way on the circuit. Bryant is out. Unbelievable. Wow. That was unintentional contact as the two came together on a very fast part of the circuit here at the Nordschleife. That's an unfortunate for John McIntyre. He's going to have to try and get some of that back. Al Merriman now, because Bryant is out, is moved up into the 6th spot. Parsons moves up into 5 and Ludden into 4. Jack Ivey up to 14th. Brad Merys in 3rd. Still trying to chase down Poole after Merys had that bobble in one of the corners. And there is your race leader, Mr. Ronnie Nunez, driving the Dodge Viper SRT. The Dodge not celebrating any victories this season yet. The car was pretty empty for most of the season until Ronnie Nunez showed up, and then couple other drivers that took on the other SRT Viper for a couple races, but that was about it. And the Nordschleife is so daunting and intimidating to a lot of guys that they just figured, well, I'm not going to race this race. This is all, of course, speculation in my own opinion, so don't take it as fact, folks. So J-Mac out there in the race in GM Racing all by himself is a lot of chitter chatter going on in the Saturday channel. And David Poole getting by, looks like he got by Phil Hooks, and now Brad Merys also will get by Phil Hooks. Phil Hooks getting shown the blue flag by the marshals. Now Brad has been able to close that gap some. To David Poole by some, I think there's some 4 seconds gap right now. So, for those of you that are watching the broadcast live, hey, listen, I just wanted to say that if you have supported the NAGP throughout our seasons, we want to give you a big thank you. This is the final round of Season 2, Assetto Corsa Thursday Night Racing. And, of course, there will be a Season 3 coming in about a month or so. We're hoping to get this one back on the road as quickly as possible. If you like what you see, guys, I want to seriously encourage you. Hey, go out there, get yourself a wheel and some pedals. If you got some, get on the server with us. Come and race. It's a great atmosphere. You'll enjoy fantastic camaraderie with these guys here racing on Thursday nights. Of course, you got my commentary doing the broadcast, and if all goes well, we might have Jack Ivy back for next season here on Thursday nights. More to come on that. Look in the forums. And if you like what you see and you haven't been a supporter of NAGP and you've been kind of sitting on the sidelines thinking like, wow, you know, this is a pretty, a worthy cause, hey, you know what, you can head on over to NorthAmericanGP.com and, you know, throw us a couple of bucks, make a donation. We don't charge for racing, we don't charge to be a member of this league, but it does cost us money, something to the tune of $300 or better a month to run the servers and all the data that passes on our servers and stuff. So, like I said, if you've been sitting on the sidelines contemplating, why don't you go ahead and help us out? It's a worthwhile cause. Gives these guys here a place to come every week, twice a week, Mondays and Thursday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, U.S. time zones, to come and race. And while the cars and the tracks are all virtual, folks, I can tell you this much: the competition and the racing is 100% real. The adrenaline that it produces, 100% real. Some of these guys get very angry, as if $1 million were hanging on the line when they mess up. This is real stuff, folks, and they enjoy the hobby. But you know what? You couldn't find a nicer group of guys anywhere in the world, and I can vouch for that myself. So we're on board with Brad Merys, still trying to chase down David Poole after he had his bobble gap now about 4 seconds. And so, I mean, there are no real battles going on. The track, and as I mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast, that was to be expected. Very long circuit. I mean, this circuit is some, oh, what is it, some 13 miles long or so. And so, yep. We knew that the field was going to spread out. We got Juicy Just joining us in the chat room. So hey, if you love the schedule, we'd like to invite you to come out and race with us. So this is the last race of the season, but we're looking to start up a season within the next 4 to 6 weeks. Head on over to www.NorthAmericanGP.com. If you are on the broadcast, no doubt you perhaps have visited the website already. Get yourself signed up for Season 3. Also, we have a Monday night Assetto Corsa League coming. Right now, we are closing out the current GTR2 platform Monday Night League, and we're moving Mondays over to Assetto Corsa as well. The Formula Abarth. These are open-wheel cockpit cars, similar to like a Formula 3. Whoa, Gregory Myers taking it way off course. Similar to like a Formula 3 style car to begin with, and so it's going to be our first season for Monday night, so it's going to be an evolving work in progress. It's not going to be perfect the first time around, and of course, as we have with the Thursday night leagues, we will continue to make improvements, and we've actually found you know, ways to modify some of the tracks to open up the pit bays, so that way we can have more drivers involved in our racing. So good things coming. Al Merriman out there, unchallenged, currently running in 6th. Phil Hooks, all the way up to, where is he? He is, oh, he's in 14th. But Bjorn Heyman up to 7th, and John McIntyre in 8th. Oh, as we see, Mr. Wathen cranks those wheels, getting a lot of push out of that Porsche. No doubt tire degradation, so we're going to try and catch up with your race leader right now, Ronnie Nunez, who should be coming in to pit this lap, and if he does, we're going to grab him real quick. So yeah, we see that Dodge Viper right now has some tire wear going on, as the tail end looks to be a little happy right now. So I would not be surprised to see Ronnie Nunez coming into pit at the end of this lap. And we see that the car is pushing some as he cranks the wheel left and right, trying to keep it on the racing surface. So, a 34-second lead over second place. And it looks to me like Brad Merys might be starting to catch up with David Poole. We're going to have to go back a minute here. And yeah. We'll have to... Yep, and it looks like there may be about a 4-second gap between the two. 28.6, 31. Yeah, about 4 seconds or so gap between Poole and Merys. So your race leader way out in front. And he's going to keep it out there for one more lap. I'm very surprised. I got to tell you that I am very, very surprised. Well, this now completes lap 9. He is starting lap 10. So at the end of this lap, I'm going to assume that he's going to be making his way in. We're going to take a look at Poole in second place. I'm expecting the same from Poole. I don't think that he's going to be pitting this lap if they're doing evenly spaced pit stops. Now they're not going to get a full let's see here, I don't think they're going to get a full 8 laps out of one tank. Don't think any of these cars can go that far. And Merys stays out as well. So, we're going to take a break here, folks. We'll be back in about 1 minute. Alright guys, so we're back. Sorry for the long pause. So, your top 6 are on the lead lap. And we see that Greg Myers and Jack Ivy having a little tussle going on right now. Now, we heard from Jack Ivy. Our sentiments go out to you, Jack, having suffered a medical condition and kept you away for, what was it, 2 weeks, I believe it was, or 1 race day. But we are glad that he's back, and he is giving some agita right now to Gregory Myers around this circuit. Go get him, Jack. And Phil Hooks is into the pits now, as we see J-Mac go by there, and looking for your race leader right now. There he is. I fully anticipate that Ronnie Nunez is going to be making a pit stop this time around. So we see that Greg Myers now pulls a little bit of a gap out on Jack Ivy. Jack Ivy still trying to catch him though. So we have lost Andrew Werner, Alfonso Rodriguez, Mike Gratrix, and Jeremy Bryant in that order, unfortunately. And so we're staying with your race leader because we believe that he is going to be pitting this time around. We want to take an opportunity and grab him and bring him up here. Matter of fact, we can do that now because he's... Oh! Takes it off! I don't want to give him the broadcaster's curse. Well, Ronnie, you want to kind of keep it on track there, buddy, and I know that your tires must be wearing something awful. So, it's Ronnie Nunez, David Poole, Brad Merys, John Ludden, Al Merriman. That's your top 5. Aaron Parsons in 6th. John McIntyre, John Wathen, Ian Jolicoeur, and Bjorn Heyman. That's your top 10. Carlos De La Torre is running 11th. Greg Myers in 12th. Jack Ivy in 13th. And Phil Hooks in 14th. Now, no doubt that I fully expected that there was going to be some attrition tonight. The Nordschleife, very challenging track. Not everybody can dominate at this track. So yeah, you know, we knew that there was going to be some sort of attrition going on here tonight, but boy, I certainly did not think to this extent. I figured that out of 18 starters, maybe we would have lost 2, but we ended up losing 4. So, we're going to see if Ronnie Nunez is going to make his second pit stop come this lap. We You see Mike P's tag on the ground there. Ronnie Nunez is going to run right over Mike P. Booyah! So, I'm sorry, folks. That's what happens when you're up here all alone in the broadcast booth. Last couple corners for Mr. Nunez. And he is in the pits. Hey, Ronnie Nunez, Ken Rodriguez up in the broadcast booth. How's it going for you?
It's going really well. Trying to focus.
That's good. That's good. We just wanted to take a moment to, congratulate you on the great show that you're doing right now in first, and we're going to let you get back to your focus. We hope to get the winner's interview with you if things pan out for you. So lots of luck as you head back on track.
Thank you, Ken.
So, we took a second with Ronnie Nunez just to give him a congratulatory note. And of course, some drivers do need to absolutely be 100% focused. That was a quick pit stop. His crew did a phenomenal job getting him the fuel that was needed. Now we see that Brad Merys, who is in second place, now jumps David Poole in the pits and is long gone. Well, David Poole's crew taking a little longer with his car. Don't think he had any damage. I didn't see any damage. I see a lot of dirt. And John Ludden now into the pits. And so we've got 10 laps down with 3 laps left to go, and we are going to let these drivers do their thing before we start pulling anybody else out. Of their race rooms and into the broadcast booth with us. So yeah, we want to let these drivers finish out what they're doing, focus, and just do their thing. Al stays out another lap, squeezing a little bit squeezing an extra lap out of that Mercedes SLS. Jack Ivey in the pits for service. And John McIntyre into the pits. David Poole nearly loses it. Brad Merys up in second. Ronnie Nunez in first. Ronnie has just run away with this whole thing. So with 10.5 laps in and 2.5 laps still left to go, current running order: Ronnie Nunez in first, Brad Merys second, David Poole in third, John Ludden in fourth, Al Merriman is in fifth, Aaron Parsons in sixth, John McIntyre in seventh, Ian Jolicoeur in eighth, Wathen runs 9th. Bjorn Heyman in 10th. Carlos de la Torre in 11th. Gregory Myers in 12th. Jack Ivey 13th. And Mr. Phil Hooks, who is out there. Yep, there he is. Phil Hooks in 14th. So even Phil's going to score himself some points here tonight. A lot of grass and dirt on that Beamer. More coffee. Oh, what? Do I sound that tired? No, I'm actually fully energized right now. So let's go up and see who's doing what. Carlos de la Torre just came across the start-finish line. So your race leader, you know, a little humdrum right now because he's so far out in front. And, you know, so long as he maintains that pace for another, you know, 2.5 laps, 2 laps, you know, he's got this one in the bag. So yeah. Or is it, wait a minute, are we going 19 laps? Wait a minute, I think we're going 19 laps. I'm over here saying 13, and that's wrong, folks. We are going 19 laps tonight. So you are right, Gup. Halfway home. We still got more stops to go. Boy, for 19 laps, that is a 3-stop race. So Gup, yep, you know, actually I have some Starbucks, those Frappuccino, those cold Frappuccino bottles here next to me. If ever you want to join me up in the broadcast booth, I'll certainly bring some extra for you. I know, poor plug for a co-commentator. So, Johnny Mac, can't put a camera on you no more, buddy, because I'm being asked not to. Of course, we're just kidding around. We want to give everybody ample time on air. And to that end, Brad Merys comfortably in second. Jack Ivey back into the pits. David Poole just crossing the start-finish line. John Ludden fourth. There's Al Merriman and his teammate Aaron Parsons filling in for Thomas Schubeck. Yeah, you laugh out loud, Gut, but I'll tell you what, man, if you co-commentate, I'll gift a Assetto Corsa to you. Just to get somebody in here with me. So, yeah. Don't know if you have it, but, great sim. Totally different than R Factor 2. I love R Factor 2. I still have yet to find the time to get online with some of the folks in R Factor 2, so I haven't even been online with the Monday Night League, so things are just a little hectic right now. Still trying to settle in to the new home, you know, children going back to school on Tuesday, a new school district. Went through the whole enrollment process today, and I gotta tell you, it was daunting at best. I didn't know that they take the medical piece of our children so serious. Here in New Jersey, it's a totally different monster than in New York. So Johnny Mac, Johnny McIntyre out in 7th place. Ian Jolicoeur trying to catch John McIntyre. Don't know that he's going to do it. We're going to have to take a look at some of these gaps over here. I would love to know who keeps playing the drum cymbal every time a car comes by that area of the track. That is just annoying. Oh my goodness. Oh, there's a huge gap between McIntyre and Ian Jolicoeur, so all he's got to do is keep his pace up. Yeah. Huge gap. So everybody's fairly spaced out. Well, I'll tell you what, Gup, you and I have to have an offline conversation because I can show you a way to run the sim off of the Steam platform. Not, so you still gotta have it through Steam, but you don't have to run it through Steam in order to enjoy the sim on your machine and still get all of its functionality. So I choose to run it through Steam just because it makes no difference to me. But I know that there's some that don't like using Valve, and so there is a way to run. You know, you have to download it through Steam, but you know, and have a legitimate copy. But you can run it outside of Steam and not have the Steam overlay interactive while you are in a session. Ah, gotcha. I hear you, buddy. Like I said, there are just some that just will not use it. Some folks that are adamant against Steam, and so that's just the way it is sometimes. So we see, as Heyman and Wathan are battling right now, Heyman goes by with no issues. That was for a position. Whether Wathan realized it or not, I'm not sure. So Wathen still trying to catch Bjorn. Bjorn just blew past him on one of those straights. So, closest bout we see Ian Jolicoeur go green, which means that there is someone, I believe, that is inside of 5 seconds from his position. Drivers right now on a portion of the GP circuit here at the Nürburgring. And normally in the GP circuit they'd be making that right hand hairpin and going across the start finish line, but not so here at the Nordschleife. So we're working lap 12 of 19. And a little bit of a battle here between Heyman and Jolicoeur as they make their way through the twisty section of this track. Looks like Ian Jolicoeur is going to keep his gap open for the time being. Your race leader staying focused. Is out there doing his thing. Merys running in second. He's got that Ferrari hooked up here around the Nordschleife. David Poole still running in third. Ludden in fourth. Merriman in fifth. There's Parsons. Gregory Myers now into the pits. Wow. Did Myers have some damage? He might have had to come in for damage because this is an unscheduled stop for Myers. Yeah, this is definitely an unscheduled stop. He would not have had to have pit in that Audi until lap 15. So yeah, you know, we're hoping that you know, the desire of the league, the admins and those that run the league, is to increase our numbers for both Mondays and Thursdays. Now there's a lot of debate with, you know, the folks moving over to Assetto Corsa on Monday. Not everybody has it. You know, but forward progress has to be made. GTR2 is served this league now for 10 years. Has been an absolutely fantastic platform. The options and the features of the sim are spot on for league use. I wish that Kunos and other sims that are coming out now would have that same league-friendly functionality about them from the get-go. But you know, I understand also that progress has to be made. GTR2 is very long in the tooth, actually, as far as technology goes. Still a fantastic sim, but it's time to move on. Jack Ivy just sitting in the pit. Ivy hasn't moved out of the pits for about 2 laps now. Yeah, Gup, you know, I agree. I'd love to see the NAGP bring R Factor 2 on board. I think it's a great platform. Also very league friendly features about it. You know, like Assetto Corsa, I believe that it's missing a weather engine, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't been reading up too much on it lately, but I do not believe that there's a true rain weather engine for RF2, at least not yet. But I mean, you know, a Saturday league for R Factor 2, maybe some open wheel action. Well, we're gonna have open wheel on Monday night, so maybe some mixed class racing. That would be great. You know, and R Factor 2 is an evolving sim, constantly under development by the authors. They continue to add content and features. Ah, real-time weather. Awesome. So we have these people on the chat board asking, does the website have links to the car mods being used? No. When you sign up to be a part of the league is when you are given access to the mod. When you sign up to be a part of the league. So that's done through private messaging, and we have to have your commitment to running with us. 。 So, we're on board with your race leader, Ronnie Nunez. He's just kind of going, you know, humdrumming it out there by himself. Brad Merys is actually in second, and let's see, David Poole, Carlos De La Torre in the pits, Jack Ivey still in the pits. Not exactly sure why Jack is still there. So Brad Merys, your second place driver, your second place runner right now. So Brad Merys is the lead. The gap between first and second is quite substantial, actually. It's let's see, here we go. So lap to gap, 42 seconds. Wow. That's huge. Having a look at David Poole as he comes through some of the tight twisties. You see all them people back there off in the mountainside. That's actually a different zip code, guys. Yes, it is. It's a different zip code over there on that mountaintop. So, David Poole running in third, and let's see, Carlos De La Torre out in 11th. John Ludden in 4th. So, let's talk about John Ludden. John Ludden right now, as I've stated several times on the broadcast, he needs to finish 13th or better to seal the championship. Right now, he's currently running in 4th. If things were to end right now on this lap, it'd be a done deal for John Ludden. But this race is not over, and we have 14 drivers. And if Jack Ivey ever decides to get back out on the track, I don't know if he will. He's still back there in the pits, and I still see him in Ventrilo. The endurance at the Nordschleife might have proven to be a little too much for Jack Ivey. Just a little bit. So, back out to the racing action on track. Gregory Myers running in 12th. And Greg Myers into the pits. Man, Gregory Myers is out again. So find your race leader, who is just being lapped by Brad Merys. Excuse me. So we're gonna stay on board with your race leader to see if by chance this might be the lap that he pits. He might go one more after this because if he's keeping his pit schedule, it is at the completion of the 5th lap. So this would let's see, I'm sorry, yeah, at the completion of the 5th lap going into the 6th. This is the completion of the 4th going into the 5th, so he may have one more lap of fuel left to go. So your race leader now down the final back stretch of the Nordschleife. Yep, and as thought, he's going to stay out one more lap. Alright, so Ronnie Nunez out one more lap. Brad Merys, he'll stay out one more lap. David Poole will stay out another lap. So the boss man, Al Merriman, currently running in 5th. He was in 7th for the first 2 stints. Now in the 3rd stint, he is up to 5th. And this is the man, along with some of his other admins, that make it possible to bring you this league twice a week. Be right back. Alright, so we're now back. Sorry about that. Had to take a quick breather to actually go and turn on the air conditioning of the house, because it is quite warm where we are. So still on board with your race leader, who will more than likely pit this time around. Yeah, Gup, Spa just happened to be the choice, the season finale for the GTR2 Monday Night League for as long as I've been a part of the league. And I'm almost wondering if we won't see the same here with the Thursday Night League and the Nordschleife. So, well, I guess time will tell. So, Ronnie Nunez, 45-second lead, 45-second gap to Brad Merys, 138 seconds back to David Poole. That's over 2 minutes. Brad was hoping that Ronnie would fall asleep, being out here all by himself, and it just hasn't happened. I guess, you know, your first race win at this league is an exciting thing. No way you're gonna fall asleep. With 14.5 down, 5.5 to go. 14.5 down, 4.5 to go. Sorry. Ronnie Nunez, your race leader, did not qualify pole. However, he made an early charge to the front, sat behind Brad Merys for a little while, and then eventually challenged and took over the lead. And so, here he is, enjoying a very comfortable lead, as a matter of fact. He will be in and out of the pits before Brad Merys can even mount the challenge, and Brad Merys will also have to come in for fuel and perhaps tires. Not exactly sure. If he had a tire change last round, or the last pit, then he might be able to double stint, but no way for us to tell that here right now. And your race leader, way down that long back stretch. And my guess is that Ronnie will bring it into pit this time around, and as expected, with just 4 whole laps left to go, your race leader now into the pits. That's a 15-second pit stop for Ronnie Nunez, and he's out. Brad Merys comes into the pits. Brad will be gone as Poole pulls into the pits. Ooh, and a 13.7-second pit stop for Brad Merys. That was quite quick. And Poole is in. Oh, Poole having to back it up. And Poole gets a full 14-second pit stop there. And no surprise that John Ludden, too, is now coming in. I gotta tell you, that was probably the fastest pit stop. 12 seconds flat for John Ludden. So Ludden now back underway. And Gup, you asked if it's still auto pit, and then you stated guess not. No, it's not auto pit. These guys do come in, and as you know, I believe it was John McIntyre wrote a pit app for this sim, which works very well. And so that's what the guys are using. So Al Merriman out there in fifth. Al has always been a Thursday night contender here at the NAGP. And since we moved over to the Assetto Corsa platform, has shown great strides of improvement. And then again, so have some of the other guys, Brad, Poole, Ludden, Bryant, along with Brad and Parsons. And you know, Parsons actually has gotten it together quite a bit as well. Parsons having struggled a little bit early on in the platform, but these last few races, Parsons has been making a formidable run. Oh, David Poole takes it off track. Poole running third. Ooh, Wathen finds the railing. We're just catching them all out there right now, aren't we? Now, Ian Jolicoeur having a struggle here tonight. Running in 8th. So I was stating, Aaron Parsons, who's currently running in 6th right now, has made a formidable run to the forward competition these last few races. And so perhaps it was more a situation of having to become acclimated with the new sim, because as most of you guys know, anybody that knows Aaron Parsons, he is one fast cat. And boy, in GTR2, he's a force to be reckoned with. He's good even on a bad day. Must be a fat pipe on the fuel rig. Yeah, they're using those IndyCar fuel pumps. Oh, Parsons with a little bit of a bobble there. So now Johnny Mack leaves the pits. He comes out in 7th. In front of Jolicoeur, whom I believe might be pitting this lap, if he hasn't already pitted. I don't think he pitted yet. He's staying out, so he did pit. Jolicoeur got his pit in then. We just didn't catch it. And we're hoping that by next season, folks, that we have pit detection. Excuse me. Enabled on the Assetto Corsa platform to bring you when these guys are pitting. That is our hope. Have to see how it goes. So moving right along and back out with your race leader. 15 laps completed, about to complete 16 laps now as he comes across the start finish line. Oh, your race leader back into the pits. Ronnie Nunez back into the pits. This is an unscheduled stop. Did he not take fuel the last time around? Oh, man, is this going to change things? I don't think this is going to change anything. I see David Poole is starting to come under some pressure from John Ludden late in the race. Oh, my guess is that something went wrong in the last pit stop and that Nunez did not take on enough fuel to finish the race. So he's got 16 in the books. 3 to go. Oh! And Brad Merys going to take over the lead with 3 laps to go. Don't know what happened there. Wow. We're going to have to find out at the end of this race exactly what happened. So, boy, did Brad call it and Nunez and his crew fall asleep? Man, I refuse to believe it, but now it's an 8.3 second gap. And can he get that back in just the 3 laps? So we're looking at about a 25 minutes left in this race, he would have to be lapping way better than Brad Merys, but now Brad Merys, perhaps knowing that he's got the lead, is going to start pushing even harder. On board with Merys. You know, Gup, I didn't think about that damage, but we didn't see that he had any, and then again, we didn't have the camera on him, so he could have found the guardrail some point along the circuit, so we'll have to grab him for an interview after the race for sure. So Brad now has a comfortable 9.5 second lead over Ronnie Nunez. Boy, oh boy, did that change things around here quickly. And Brad finds himself in the lead of this race. And Ludden up to third. So Ludden passes David Poole, whom I believe might have had damage. Poole is in the pits. That's damage right there. So, because this is an unscheduled stop for Poole as well. Boy, oh boy, could there have been a... Wow, could there have been a coming together? Poole's been in the pits for quite some time. He's getting damage fixed on that car. And he's off. Yeah, Gup, I guess Brad, yeah, Brad equals long game. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. You know, it's like I've mentioned on other broadcasts when covering Brad and the guys. You know, Brad is the consummate strategist, and so, you know, he doesn't make many mistakes. I'm just kind of stuck right now on what could have happened. So Ronnie Nunez, who had a 40-second lead, disappear. He finds himself in second now. Just incredible. So Brad, 16 laps complete, is opening the gap to Ronnie Nunez by about 10 seconds now. It was 8 seconds the last lap, and it's now opened up to 10 seconds. So no doubt Brad is pushing that Ferrari one notch more to ensure that he gets this win. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. So Ron, it looks like, I mean, and you know, this race is not over, but if things pan out the way it looks like they're going to pan out, Ronnie Nunez will be denied his first NAGP League win here tonight, and it's going to have to wait till next season. Brad Merys is a veteran. He's an old hand at this game, you know, with the strategy and just all-around racing. He and his crew are top-notch, and so yeah, I guess we're gonna have to see how this pans out. But right now, I don't see Brad making any overtly stupid mistakes or anything like that, unless he comes up on some lap traffic. But even then, Brad is very skillful around the lap traffic as well. So Brad is your race leader. Ronnie Nunez is in second. Wow. John Ludden in third. So John Ludden's just got to keep it clean now till the end of the race. Still about another 20 or so minutes, and he's got the driver championship in the bag. And then we also have to look and see who will win that competition index prize. Ronnie Nunez starting to close the gap just a little bit now. Has gained about 0.4 of a second on Brad. That's not going to be enough from now until the end of the race to close that gap and catch Brad. Oh! Wathen loses it. Bang! Into the guardrail once again. Oh, as he took it. His car just caught the edge of that grass there, and that was all she wrote. He was along for the ride at that point. So as we stated, John Ludden just has to maintain pace right now. Oh, and we've lost David Poole. So David Poole is out. Yeah, David Poole is out. David Poole will not be finishing this race. Shame, too. Yeah, so, wow. Let's see here. So, the gap from Brad to Ronnie right now, let's see here. Yeah, about 8.5, 9 seconds or so. Oh, I'm sorry, no. He is closing that much faster. Let's make that about a 5.5 second gap. So Nunez now has Brad in his sights again. Take a look at something here real quick. So Ronnie Nunez has a fast lap of an 8:12. Nobody else here has even come close to that. Brad Merys about 3 seconds slower with an 8:15. Yeah, so trying ever so hard to close the gap to Brad Merys, and Brad now starting to pick up the pace yet again. Brad Merys, Ronnie Nunez. $17.5 in, 1.5 left to go. You know, this is a developing story here because, as we showed you, Ronnie Nunez had to make an unscheduled pit stop while he was still somewhat enjoying a 40-second lead. He must have hit something because Brad Merys was able to get by. We see Brad Merys up ahead in the distance. And this young man now has his work cut out for him. Not easy. It's not going to be easy to catch Brad, much less pass Brad. Now Ronnie Nunez trying to drive that SRT Viper really hard. Brad just up ahead. Brad's going to have to step on it just a wee bit more. That SRT Viper has a lot of grunt to it. And so, you know, the Ferrari's no slouch either. The Ferrari is light and nimble. It's quick transitioning left to right, and it's even got some great top speed. That Viper is all corner to corner, though. It's got a lot of grunt, a lot of bottom end torque, and can really cause some damage through the tight twisties. So, you know, again, here is where we're gonna see how it goes, because Ronnie Nunez has slightly longer legs than that Viper down these long straights than the Ferrari. But Brad's got that Ferrari trimmed out real nice. Oh, Nunez loses it. Nunez loses it. Damage. We've got wheel damage. That's what they say in iRacing, right? Oh, that has just given Brad a breath of relief. Brad can now just kind of cruise this final lap. Yep, and so, wow, so that lead now 12 and a half seconds to Ronnie Nunez after his bobble there. Ludden comfortably in third. Al Merriman comfortably in fourth. Parsons in fifth. Johnny Mack in sixth, having a great run tonight. Good on you, Mac. Jolicoeur coming from the back of the pack up to seventh. And Phil Hooks currently running 12th. Bjorn Heyman in 8th. Myers in 11th. Brad Merys just out there kind of dominating this whole thing. Now, Brad understands that there's just no... If he keeps pace, now he doesn't have to push it. Yeah, he doesn't have to push it beyond the limits, but I'm sure that Brad understands that a fast pace is required for this last lap. Some caution through the tight, twisty areas of this track is warranted here if he wants to keep that comfortable race lead as he is enjoying right now. What a turn of events. An absolute turn of events here. Unanticipated, unforeseen. Quite honestly, just absolutely incredible. So we're going to follow your race leader around for the final lap. Brad Merys, the beneficiary of a stroke of misfortune for Mr. Ronnie Nunez. Oh, we see Greg Myers off on the grass over there as Gregory gets it back underway. And so Brad Merys on the final lap right now has invested a lot of time into this season. He and his teammate Jeremy Bryant clinched the team championship last week. And here here he is, putting an exclamation point on that team championship as he currently runs in first here at Nordschleife. Enjoying a 15-second lead over Ronnie Nunez. As we see, I believe it's Bjorn Heyman just up ahead. Brad still has some circuit to go. It's one area where he wants to be extremely careful, and he comes out of that carousel turn with no issues. So we see that Brad Merys is just kind of taking his route through the Nordschleife circuit. Brad Merys through the quarter carousel turn. Whoa! It's a little squirrely there. Brad Merys down that last long straightaway. We have brought Brad Merys into the broadcast booth as he is down that long back straightaway for the last time.
I read you, Ken. Give me 1/2 second here, and
victory in sight for Brad Merys and Suspect Speed Racing. There it is. Ha ha ha! Brad, what a run!
well, unbelievable, Ken. I don't know what happened to my teammate Jeremy, but all I know is I saw Ronnie have a problem in the pits, and I'm like, oh God, I hope I have enough time. And I had 8 seconds when I looked up with 2 laps to go, and I didn't look until the last straight and saw that that he was 20 seconds back. Unbelievable. It's a pretty lucky win. I'm going to take it, Ken.
I don't blame you, buddy. I gotta tell you, he was enjoying a 40-second lead over you, and all of a sudden, an unscheduled pit stop. As we focused in on him, there goes Brad Merys taking over the lead, and you know, we just kind of kept it on you guys there at that point because there was about an 8-second gap, and then he found the barrier, pushing too hard.
Well, I can tell you, Ken, that I was pushing as hard as I absolutely, positively could. The setup definitely went away after a couple laps. The car was not nearly as happy, and I was hanging on. But I tell you what, I was pushing like hell.
Yeah, you know, and we saw that when you were coming around the quarter carousel, working that wheel to keep that car pointed straight. But man, a magnificent job, not just to you, but you know, Jeremy Bryant, who this season has really shined, and you guys really laid it on the rest of the field. You clinched the title last week, and certainly congratulations are in order for you and Jeremy.
Yeah, Jeremy's done a great job. Look, he came away with the win at Mugello, and I couldn't ask for a better teammate, that's for sure. Look, the turnout in the early season here at NAGP has been relatively light, so I'm sure some more teams are going to be coming in. And as we've seen, the trend is always to add more and more teams, and so as more come in, those fields will get deeper. But I think we ran up against some pretty good competition, and Jeremy did a hell of a job this season. I'm so happy to have him.
Yep, absolutely he did, and no doubt, you know, the NAGP boasts some of the best sim racers in the world, and it's a very competitive league. And you know, tonight we had a high viewership, and a lot of folks were actually enjoying the racing. So you know what? Hopefully that'll translate into some more names coming on board. You know, either Monday, Thursday, whatever the case may be. But we're looking forward to great things going forward as we move Monday to Assetto Corsa as well.
Well, I know it's so difficult, these 3-hour races, Ken, and honestly, I thought my last 4 or 5 laps, I'd be chatting with you quite a bit, but I hope it went good enough. It is difficult, those 3-hour races. All I can tell you is that the guys and your regular viewers really super appreciate this hard work you're putting in, Ken, so it does not go unnoticed.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and I got to tell you, you know, I thought of bringing some of the guys up towards the end there, but, you know, you guys were so focused, so concentrated. We got about 3 seconds with Ronnie when he was still in the lead, and, you know, his message was clear. I'm trying to keep focus, and, you know, I'm like, oh, you know what, good luck, and we just let him go at that point, so certainly didn't want to distract anybody, but, you know, we had great participation from the field. Everybody, you know, just about everybody came up into the broadcast booth for a little bit and gave their 2 cents as to how things were going, whether good or bad, but we enjoyed it, yeah. So thank you, Brad, for everything that you do for this league, and great racing tonight.
Well, I sure appreciate it again. Thanks to you. Thanks again to NAGP and to Al. What a great league. So happy to be here, and see you next season.
You got it, buddy. I'm going to go ahead and drop you down, grab a couple of other folks, and have some post-race interviews here. Again, congratulations to you, Jeremy Bryant, Suspect Speed Racing, for the team championship.
Yep. Oh, and I should say congrats, Ronnie, too. Tough luck for him, but he was obviously running a great race. So, so good job to Ronnie as well.
Yep, absolutely. Thanks, Brad.
Okay, thanks, Ken.
Hey, Ronnie, are you there? This is Ken in the broadcast booth.
Yeah, still here, Ken.
So, hey, man, you know, first of all, congratulations for the fantastic performance that you put on tonight. You know, I know that you perhaps had a little misfortune in tonight's race. We saw that you had an unscheduled pit stop after your 3rd pit cycle. So you wanna walk us through what happened there?
Yeah, I got confident coming out of the last corner before the long straight, and I just lost the car, wrecked it, had to make a pit stop. It was not so bad because the gap between me and Brad was really big. Still, he overtook me, had like a 11-second lead. Tried to chase him, pushed really hard, and just went off again. It's really sad.
Yeah, you know, unfortunately we caught that when you were pushing really hard. We were measuring about a 10-second or so gap between, well, between 8 and 10 seconds between you and Brad. We were on you. You were pushing hard, and we were even stating that, here we go. He's closing that gap again, and sure enough, the outside on that right hander, your left wheels found the gravel and then the grass, and ultimately the barrier. So, tough luck there, but we are certainly hoping that you will return for season 3 of this league, because you have certainly proven your mettle here, and we'd love to have you back.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure racing with you guys. It's been really hard to get that win. Finally, podium at last. Could have been better, but yeah, I just have to keep it together. The competition here is just crazy. Brad is always there, Jeremy, John, Al, everyone's so fast. I just hope to keep up for next season. Hopefully get a teammate and do the whole season.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I don't think you'll have any problems getting somebody to team up with you, and fantastic showing here for these last few races of season 2. We certainly have enjoyed having you. We've enjoyed having you here. We've enjoyed broadcasting and showcasing your talents. So we're looking for great things from you and whoever your teammate will be for next season. But again, a big congratulations on your podium finish tonight.
Thank you, Ken. Thanks for doing the broadcast every race. It's something I really look forward to. It's really, really nice. Thanks again. Good night.
Yep, well, we're here for you guys always, and that's why we do it. So, Ronnie Nunez, again, your second place finisher tonight. Thank you for taking some time out and talking with us.
Good night.
So, there you have it. Humble words from a humble guy, Ronnie Nunez. So, let's see if we can perhaps... Yep, I see John Ludden down there. I'm going to grab him. He is our driver's champion, John Ludden. Ken Rodriguez in the broadcast booth. Do you copy?
How you doing, Ken?
I am actually doing really well. How are you after clinching the driver championship tonight?
Yeah, I'm great.
Awesome. I gotta say that you certainly have given us some suspenseful times here this season. Not always winning, but yet have maintained that lead just till the end. And you needed to finish 13th or better tonight to remain to clinch that title. You certainly did that, coming in the position that you did. You ran a good, comfortable race. I guess you probably knew that you had it in the bag as long as you just kept it on track, didn't wreck, and finished the race. I want to talk us through that.
Yeah, I mean, I just set up the car, soft suspension, high ride height, make it as comfortable as possible. Because I didn't have any real pace anyway, so just make it to where I could handle the curbs, and so if I did make a mistake, I wouldn't end up in the wall or something like that. So, and fuel was an issue as well. So, just a Sunday drive.
A Sunday drive through the Nordschleife for sure, man. Well, you know what? Big congratulations on the title there for the driver championship. Well earned, well deserved. I mean, you around here at some tracks you had to run with upwards of 100 kilos of weight and ballast, and that is certainly no easy task. But yeah, you've pulled it off. So, huge congratulations to you, John.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Ken. And I also want to thank my both my teammates, Bjorn and David. I've learned a lot from them in the past few seasons, and also Al and all those guys for putting this together for us.
Yeah, no doubt.
And you as well.
Oh, well, yeah, you know what? We're here for you guys, and we enjoy doing what we do. It's what we contribute back to the community, and you guys make it all worthwhile when I can broadcast some of these great races that you folks put on for us and our viewers. So I want to thank you, all the admins of the league, of course, and our viewers for joining us season after season. We'll do it again next season,
Yep, I'll be here.
All right, John. Well, I'm going to drop you down, and I thank you for taking a couple of moments here to talk with us. And again, congratulations on your driver championship. We'll see you next season.
Thanks a lot.
All right, folks, so that's going to do it for all of the post-race interviews tonight here at the Nordschleife circuit. I am Ken Rodriguez for the North American Grand Prix Thursday night Assetto Corsa GT2 League. So tonight was the final round from the Nordschleife circuit. It was 19 laps of mayhem for these guys, and certainly a test of endurance. So we hope to get the next season league up and running within the next few weeks. If you are interested, please head on over to NorthAmericanGP.com, and you can join the forums and join the conversation and join some of the talks that are no doubt going to be going on between the seasons here, and more information to come. So for the North American Grand Prix League, I am Ken Rodriguez, your broadcaster, on behalf of the entire NAGP team. Thank you for joining us this season. We'll see you next season. Have a good night, everybody.